Does anybody remember or have notes for what we did last?
I have notes. We located the cult hideout. We tried to raid it. We ended up falling back because they were kicking our butts. We did find another entrance on the side of the cliff, but we hadn't decided if we wanted to try and go in there or just call the ship. That's offshore waiting for our call.
They are somewhere. You don't have a good way to call them right now, I don't think. Unless you came up with something that I don't remember.
They do his animal messenger.
That's true. That could work. That could work. You do need to climb down the cliff still. That is.
Yeah, if we want to do that.
Yeah.
That's this week. So yeah, you found a lovely, very shiny, very demon-filled orb a couple weeks ago. You went trying to find these guys. Please don't try to start turf wars again in the future. It scared the shit out of me.
No promises.
I'm serious. They were only meant to be like a joke. And then you started actually paying attention to them and being like, yeah, let's start a turf war between these conflicting cults. And I'm like, oh fuck, I have no notes for any of these guys.
You can't assume that we won't start a turf war. Always assume to just run with your jokes.
It's one of those things I assumed, but apparently it's not.
You know what happens when you assume.
I mean, it's also
never
such a great
assume what
idea.
the players will do.
It wasn't even necessarily it wasn't that I assumed you wouldn't start a turf war. It's that the idea that you would try to start a turf war never even crossed my mind.
Or you just don't know us well enough yet.
Yes. 3 years later, you continue.
Exactly. Still don't know. It keeps that DM-player relationship fresh.
Yes. Keeps my hatred ever burning. Alrighty. Let's, yeah, so last we left off, if I remember, you guys were literally on the cliff looking down at the little lantern that was sticking out from the side of the cliff, denoting where the entrance to the port for Trinity's operation here was. Can't remember how you guys spotted the ship. Did Sadok use his ranger sensing thing, or?
I believe so.
Yeah, that sounds right. So there is a ship out there. 2 ships actually. But there is a mass of people out there. There's still the mass of people. And you can see the entrance to it. It's probably 150 plus feet down, straight down from where you are. So a tricky climb, and once you get nearer to the bottom, spray starts making everything wet and even more difficult. So difficult to climb down, but possible. What would you like to do?
I think, if I'm trying to remember what we discussed last time, but if I recall correctly, it was we have what they came for. So if we leave, we're pretty sure they are thwarted.
Basically.
I mean, they're still alive to cause problems in the future, but...
That sounds very sensible. Are you sure you came up?
Right?
We were really tired at the time. Anyway,
they damaged our faces, and that means we're angry, so obviously we want to kick their ass anyway. But no.
Yeah, but if we're gonna do that, we want to know we can.
And that is true.
I'm worried that whatever direction we go in, they'll be able to form a barricade and have a mage behind it. Did we get a rest since?
I don't remember, but I will say you did.
Okay.
My character sheet seems to think so, but
Yeah, me too.
If memory serves, you moved a big ass rock over their exit, over their topside exit, so they couldn't get out and follow you. So they can't really get out to chase you regardless. So we're gonna say that you did take a rest.
Okay.
So yeah, you are fully rested, fully ready to go.
It also means they are fully rested.
Yeah.
at least some of them are dead. That's quite a long rest.
I'm kind of at this point inclined to take the loot we got and head back and figure out what it is.
Yeah. I mean, didn't we ask the king what it was?
Yes. Well, you have something of an idea of what it is. You cast a bunch of identify and detect magic spells on it
That's true.
to try and figure out what it was.
Talking about the orb?
Yes, the orb.
Yeah, we know what that is. It's the focus for a bunch of imprisonment spells.
9,009 imprisonment spells.
Yeah. Basically, it's a really demonic Pokeball.
You gotta imprison them all!
I mean, you're not wrong, but
Hopefully not as easy to break as Pokeballs.
please never refer to the Orb of Solomon as demonic Pokeball again.
I mean, it's what it is, though.
No, it's
you're
not.
right.
They can only hold one at a time.
More like
Alright,
a
I
demonic
guess that's
PC.
fair.
It's more, yeah, it's the PC of Solomon.
But yeah, so you have this orb with a shit ton of demons bound up in it. You have at least a rough idea of what it is. You know what's in it. You may not know all the historical context behind it or where exactly it came from, but you know what it is and what's inside it.
It is something that should be delivered to the church for safekeeping. That's what it is.
I can't really argue with that.
So, yeah.
The church is by far the least likely to think, we're going to do this to save the city.
Yeah, I don't really picture that happening with them. So we trying to meet up with the sharks at this point?
I think so.
All right.
I'm not hearing anyone counter-argue to that idea.
No, I mean, I think the only other thing that might be worth doing, yeah, is if the cults have a ship here, like not just their base, but like an actual ship, and the sharks have not yet taken it over. We should take the ship.
Yeah. We need to two-way communicate with the sharks though to know that. Plus, we don't know if the call has a ship here or not.
Christina just points up at a bird flying by. Animal messenger.
Yeah, I think send the messenger to the ship, and if we can meet up with the sharks, we can at least find out if the cult have a ship within like 5 miles.
You did have a meeting time set with them in Katwif, I think, the northern settlement on the island.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 3 days away now.
Yeah, I feel like we should just send the animal messenger and meet up with them like today on this side.
Sure.
I guess Christina will find a bird that she can kind of hold out some food and see if she can get one to approach so she can cast on it.
Make a quick animal handling check.
Oh, yes.
All right. You hold out some food. You have your choice of several different birds. You have a vulture, you have an owl, and a couple of smaller sparrow finch type birds as well. So you have your choice of them. They all come down to check out what you have on offer.
Just full on Disney princess going on here. The creepiest Disney princess. But whichever one, which would be the most nonchalant on this island that would be going out to sea, like going to a boat. Whichever one would be least noticeable by anyone else.
You are by the sea. You probably do have a seagull or two there.
Okay. Then
There's food and you're within 5 miles of the sea. There's food.
There you go.
Exactly.
Mine?
Yeah.
Mine?
Mine. All right, you send the seagull. What do you tell him?
So the plan was to meet on which side of the island? Going for?
Your original plan was to meet on the side at the settlement without settlers, Katwif, not Khotan.
Okay. Was that still the plan? Or did people change it a bit? I was trying to remember.
I think we
Specifics.
just want to meet on the east side since that's where we are now, and they're close by.
Okay. It's just very like a very slow, broken up explanation. A meeting in the east. And do we have a time? Or like between a certain time?
I mean, they're close enough by that we can probably say like in a few hours, and probably give them like a little bit more detail of where specifically to meet rather than just on the east.
Christina will find if she can find a spot that looks like it has like some bit of natural marker that might be easy to spot.
A little way down the coast from you, you can spot a spot where there's another outcropping of rock in the water, a reasonably tall one, maybe half a mile north of where you spotted the lantern.
Okay. So just have the bird describe that and give the general time and location.
So you have 25 words.
It's not sending, is it?
It's specifically 25. I'm looking at Animal Messenger right now. It's specifically up to 25 words.
Well, okay. Wait, really? I saw it was 25 miles.
50 miles per 24 hours for flying messenger, or 25 miles for other. You also speak a message of up to 25 words.
Uh-huh. Okay. That's what threw me off, because it was written in letters instead of numbers.
Yeah, it's weirdly formatted.
So, let's see. Meet group east side by... What was the... by...
Here, I'll draw a diagram.
Yes!
I love drawing shitty diagrams. This is probably, it'll make it easier. So, there's basically cliff sides like here, right? That's, y'all are roughly here. There's a big, jagged, rock-looking thing here that sticks out. It's only a little bit shorter than the actual cliffs that you guys are on. Surrounding it is the sea. The lantern that you guys saw to mark the port entrance is that big yellow blob down there.
Okay, would they be coming from that direction or up the other direction?
They'd probably be coming from that direction.
Oh, so they're out at sea waiting. Okay. Okay, so if they're coming from that direction, let's see. Meet Diggeroy group, eastern part of island. North of Lantern, large rock protruding in the sea. We meet you there.
Close enough to 25 words.
20.
There you go. All right. You send it off. You send your animal messenger off with that.
Yep. It's the slowest thing they have to deal with ever. Is like just Christa looking at her fingers and just speaking extra slow.
Fabulous. All right. So you send off your animal messenger off to the off into the sea. It heads off in search of Gawain and the sharks. So you have a little bit of time. They are 3 miles out, 6 miles return trip. Yeah, okay. So you have a couple of hours at least to while you wait for them. Anything you want to do in that time?
I got nothing.
No.
No. Cool. All right. So, a couple of hours pass. The sharks, first the animal messenger comes back. I believe it does send a response. Oh, no, it does not send the response. It looks like. Cool.
Yeah, unfortunately.
All right. So the sharks, 2 ships come. 3 ships actually. 3 ships come in from the eastern side. One of them is the ship that you guys set out from the island, from the Visharad with. 2 others are flying Trinity flags, but are following the ship that you set out with the island with, which I know there was a witty name for, but I cannot remember. They come in and they hover and they park themselves right at the big green X and squiggle around the big pointy rock.
Okay. How far out are they?
They're a couple hundred meters from, maybe 200 meters from the cliff edge. The cliff's 150-ish feet. So you do still have to get out to them.
Yeah.
You might have mentioned this. How high up is the cliff?
150-ish feet.
How deep is the water?
Um, Difficult to tell from up where you are. Do you have a threshold in mind?
Not particularly.
Is
Okay.
there an animal that can be turned into that would be able to scale the cliff face without problem and then check out the water?
Do you have anything with a climbing speed?
Good question.
We can get down that way.
Ah, feather fall.
Problem is, then we're in the water, which isn't helpful.
Should have gotten one of those sudden boats.
Yeah, folding boat should definitely be on our shopping list.
I think I looked for one last time we were in the city, but couldn't find one. Yeah, I don't think I've got anything that can help for this.
What we do
Other
is we
than-
make a running leap, get as far out as we can, feather fall, and then we just have a little bit to swim.
Honestly, if there was a boat down there, we'd be okay, I think. Except maybe Bauer.
I mean, so the ship's got within a few hundred meters. We could send another animal messenger.
That was my thought, actually.
Be like, send a boat.
Do you have a dinghy? What is a dinghy?
You can by all means send them another animal messenger, yes. You still have some birds floating around you, hoping that you'll give them more.
Oh yeah, they can totally have some. Yeah, send one over.
All right.
You require a small boat at cliff face directly ahead. Will be at top.
So All right. So, a few minutes later, they send up. You spot a small dinghy going out from the ships. Dinghy, rowboat, more likely a rowboat, going out from the ships towards the cliff edge.
Wait till it gets below us.
And Geronimo?
Pretty much.
All right. You all jump off the cliff. Tiggeroi casts Featherfall on you, so your terrifying acceleration comes to a swift, more constant velocity, and you fall gracefully towards the dinghy. Make a quick series of acrobatics checks. Acrobatics all around, please. Everybody but Cristona manages to stick the landing and just land right into the rope. Cristona, you catch your foot on the edge and fall and almost fall out. Digora, you manage to catch her just before she.
There you go. This side of the gunnel. Are these guys sharks? Do I recognize them?
Yeah, he is wearing a big blue shark emblem on his breastplate.
Excellent.
Welcome aboard. Take you back to Gwaine?
Please do.
Alrighty. He rows you
Is
back.
odd.
Sorry?
Kristona is just like shaking her head from that experience, like flying is odd.
It's not flying, it's falling with style.
Definitely better than falling without style.
Amen.
Did we just fall without style?
You were good until right at the end there.
Yeah, basically.
That's funny.
The shark rows you back to the trio of ships. They hoist you all up on a rope, and you are greeted with the smiling face of your tiefling captain, Gawain. Hello, sir. Got ourselves a couple of nice ships here.
I'll take a quick glance at him. That captain is excellent work.
Thank you, sir. We got another big cargo hauler. Looks like she was taking food into into whoever these guys are. And we got an escort ship for her. Bit smaller, but a lot faster, and some actual weapons on her.
That is all excellent. I think we have what we're going to get out of here, though. Unless you think there's some very good hunting we're missing, I'm inclined to head back home.
Honestly, we've got 2 ships. We're not going to push you to stay longer. So.
Right. Signal the fleet. That's nice to say. Signal the fleet. We're heading back to base.
Kristona's just like repeats, single the fleet.
Gawain shouts some orders to the other ships. Oi! Turn your asses around! We're heading home. There's a couple cheers come up from them. Damn thing of beauty it was. Just pretended like we were one of theirs. Slid right on up to the escort, got their captain on board before they even had a clue that something was wrong.
The girl laughs at that.
Escort, the scow wasn't really willing to fight after that. We took her escort. She rolled her belly. A couple men got nice slashes, but they'll heal up. Worst we got is a couple scars.
No way to avoid that.
Yeah, about as good as we could have hoped for. Better even.
Indeed.
How'd your hunt go? You find them?
We got what we wanted. They have a base here, but without bringing a force, not worth it. We have what they came here for.
And less supplies now, right?
Right. Well, with what's in here, they probably could have fed a base for at least a couple weeks. They'll be going hungry while they wait for more.
I'm okay with it.
Me too. What are they? What were they here for?
I'm going to keep that close to my vest for now.
That bad?
Just not something I want tugs wagging on. And I don't know who else can hear us from the cabin.
Fair enough. Alright, we got 3 captains' cabins between the 3 ships. You can pick whichever one you like.
Put me on the scow.
Go for it. You can transfer to the... Well, Gwain's on the scout right now. He'll transfer off it. He'll transfer off it.
Okay.
Alrighty. So, you have... How long of a ride home is this? Surprisingly not that long. Maybe a week or so. You have a week's sail back to the Vishrog. Sadok.
Yep.
I need you to roll me 3 wisdom saves, will you?
All right.
Alrighty. You are, correct me if I'm wrong, you are carrying the orb.
Yes. Like heavily wrapped up and sealed away as best I can.
Of course. Alrighty. Would you do me a favor and join me in the other channel?
Okay.
Oh shit! So D&D Beyond is a great tool for all your Dungeons & Dragons needs. How corrupted is he gonna get by 9009 demon things?
Just make a quick 9009 wisdom saving throw. And,
This slightly feels like Warhammer at this point.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, so no, seriously, I really need to hear Zoria's voice.
Who?
And what would you like her to say?
Yes! Nice. Jeff's character in the West Marches game.
Ah,
Yeah, I kind of put myself in a corner because I did I wanted it to come through in text, so I gave her a fairly thick accent grammatically, but it's a pain in the ass to write now.
Yeah, I bet.
Well, it's a pain in the ass to talk with pseudo German grammar and Russian grammar shoved
Yes.
together.
Why did you do this to yourself?
So I think I'm gonna have to, have someone point out to her that the verb goes second,
Yeah.
so that we can tone that down. Because I wanted to be thick at first to get it in people's heads,
Yeah.
and then tone it down over time.
I mean, Nessa did say that she would be willing to teach her better common if she taught her Isilrun.
Yeah. So after a few more days, I think at this point, I have to have that happen, so I can just go with like regular Russian grammar of skipping words that are understood by context.
But the question is, did you get to say Musen squirrel?
Haven't come up yet. Haven't fought anything druidic. I get to use the word Nichevo a lot, which is nice.
That might come up eventually. I got a side quest now.
All right.
Hooray! So how fucking corrupt are you now?
Oh, I'm fine. This
Everything's
is
fine.
fucking creepy, though. The sooner it goes to the church, the better.
are you sure you're fine, or is that what the sword is telling you?
What's everybody else want to do on your week-long voyage back?
Not for nothing, inspect the ships. See what exactly we got here.
All right. You go over the ships, transferring between them when it's possible. But you go between them. You notice on the cargo ship the maintenance hasn't been quite up to standard. The scout is well maintained. It's ready to go. It's fully ammoed and all. But the cargo hauler is could use a bit of work.
Okay.
Kustona, Sadok, Bauer.
Kristona's probably just trying to get up to the crow's nest of one of the things and just like look out over the water and talk to any of the animals or the birds that fly by. Get some sense of what's going on in the land masses nearby.
All right. You see, you're sailing kind of by Bakari. Oh, you're still in the diagram. Oops. You're sailing kind of by Bakari for a lot of the trip. Just straight back to Visheron. But so you get a lot of chatting with seagulls going. You see some other lovely marine animals going by as well. You spot a bunch of dolphins and porpoises in the water alongside you. At one point, you spot a whale breaching. You chat with the seagulls. They're always eager to chat in exchange for a pinch of food. Mine.
Yours. She's the Oprah of giving out rations now.
Apparently.
And you get a piece, and you get a piece.
You get a brief, interesting bit of news from this little island that you pass by. Apparently, the people there are fighting each other for some reason. You you spot a couple of crows as you're sailing between there and Bukari, and they tell you that there's good eating.
Might relay that to Diggory and the rest of the group eventually.
Yeah, do we know who's on that island?
It's one of the islands in the strait that are kind of... They're mapped, but they're not really mapped. They're there, they're marked on all the maps, but nobody really goes to them.
Right.
Specifically, that one's called, fuck.
It's a weird name for an island. Fuck.
Fuck it, I
You
said
really
it.
don't want to go there.
Now. It's Fuck Island.
It's either the best or the worst island in the archipelago.
So named.
Definitely not a mediocre experience, though.
So named because everybody who goes there says, fuck, this is a terrible place.
That's actually their slogan. Fuck, this is a terrible place.
Yeah, it's what their tourism bureau tells people. Yeah, so as you're going by Fuck Island, you hear some crows saying, yeah, the people on Fuck Island are fighting each other again.
I don't suppose the crows recognize any cult symbols?
Nah, no cults there. Just 3 different groups of people with very strong ideas about what to do.
Just a bunch of fuckers, really.
Yeah, basically.
So these fuckers want to raise taxes.
Only some of the horrible things going on are cult things. The rest are just regular terrible people.
Just double checking.
That's fair.
Because I kind of want to know who our neighbors are, but that'll be on that goes on to the to-do list.
All right. Yeah. Let me come up with some quick faction names for you while we're sailing.
The factions that we can get to fight each other harder.
Sure. They're already in a turf war. You can't start one amongst them.
Okay, so our goal is to stop the turf war. Got it.
We need to unite the fuckers against a common foe.
Common fuckery.
Friends, Romans, fuckers.
Under the banner of common fuckery.
Oh, I'm so glad we named it Fuck Island. Oh,
I thought I didn't have enough caffeine for this, but apparently I do.
I'm just gonna go ahead and start another Google Doc real quick for Fuck Island. Because I think we're gonna see more of it in the future. Alrighty. So yeah, you pass by Fuck Island. The fuckers are fighting the fuckers are fighting the shitters again.
Fuck you all. I might be crying. I'm laughing so hard.
Oh, you're gonna have to give me a second. Okay.
Fucking same.
If we conquer it and then eventually trade it away in a business deal, we could give somebody a fuck. Or if we refuse to do it, we would not give a fuck.
Fuck you!
Look at all the I have to give. Yeah. Okay.
If the shitters are involved, I don't want to give. I don't want to take any shit.
I think I'm just dead, guys. I'm sorry.
Their main factions are now canonically the fuckers, the shitters, and the dammers. The fuckers really want to fuck shit up. The shitters just the shitters are big on the idea of public infrastructure, specifically for sewage, and the dammers are really, really big on building dams for some reason.
They're a big fan of beavers.
Yeah, big fan of beavers. They're beaver people. Yes.
So it's ultimately a conflict about public infrastructure planning.
It's ultimately a conflict about public infrastructure of two people who have very strong ideas on two groups of people who have very strong ideas about what the main form of public infrastructure should be and what their focus should be versus one other group of people who just really, really want to fuck shit up.
I just thought like the fuckers were just like really into just making it a very island brothel.
Fuck.
This is starting to sound like a Dr. Seuss book.
Almost.
It's really all just really about the type of whorehouse they want.
Well, we'll work on it. I'll write something for Fuck Island. Do not fear.
You're
the
welcome.
main takeaway for now: beaver people are now canon for Yualia. They will all speak in Newfie accents. All of them. All right. So yeah, Fuck Island. That is now canon. Sadok, you have a creepy orb to deal with, but
Yes.
what do you want to do besides that?
I guess I'd just be helping out on the ship as I can. I mean, if anybody needs a medic, I'd be doing that. Otherwise, probably just helping out with like cooking duties and stuff like that. Is the church on Enrin big enough to take care of this orb, or do we need to go back to Aventine for that?
The church in Enrin will actually be bigger than the one in Aventine.
Gotcha.
Enrin's a smaller city overall, but Aventine has their thing about religious groups within the cities besides...
Right. Forgot about that. Okay.
So Enrin is where Martin and the paladins who came to help you out are from. So they have a reasonable sized branch there.
I'm thinking then, as we get closer to the Visherad, maybe I should jump on the escort ship and head to Enrin while you guys hit up Visherad, depending on what your plan is there. Like, if you're planning on staying at the Visherad for a while. Otherwise, if this is just gonna be a short trip, I'll just stick with you guys.
Well, what I have going on right now is we did send I forget who to go talk to the dwarves about reopening that contract. So I have to follow up on that.
You sent Martin to the dwarves.
Yeah.
Paladin.
So he's probably like just getting there though,
Yeah, that was pretty far away.
which is why we sent him so he could at least So we kind of have to wait for him to come back, which could be a couple weeks maybe.
Mm-hmm.
There's the orb. There's figuring out what's going on Fuck Island. Trying to remember what else there is to worry about, though.
You have that big dowsing rod from way back.
Oh.
But that's...
Yeah, the only other thing that we can do for that around here is the place to the east of Bakari, Draya. Which would be a bit far out of our way at this point.
Well, let's wait back and get back to the Viscera. Do that. You pop over and deal with the orb, so that's done.
Okay.
And then when you come back, if we don't have if nothing else has come up, we'll go to Draya.
Okay. I figure then, like, as we start swinging around the south of the Viscerad, the escort ship can just break off and head straight to Enrin, while the other twos go up to the Viscerad.
Yeah, Enrin's like a day's sail or less from the Viscerad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
and since you know where in town you're going.
Yeah, I'm basically just going to drop off the orb, and that's about it.
Right, that's an overnight, but that's not.
Yeah. I mean, unless you want me to pick anything up while I'm in the city.
At this point, no. I don't think so.
Unless we need a folding boat.
Yeah. If they happen to have a folding boat at the temple.
I don't think so. Like I said, I looked for one in Aventine.
Well, while you're there, take a look.
Sure.
But anything else, it can wait.
Yeah. Did we have any gear we wanted to sell, actually?
That's a good question. Oh, we found some archaeological trinkets.
Okay. So I've got the bag of holding, but I don't have anything written down as far as like communal loot that we were gonna sell.
I found like 50 GP worth of archaeological trinkets.
Okay. I guess I'll just deal with that in the market when I'm there. Which, if it's only 50, I'm assuming you can probably just convert that right now.
Alright. Did I miss anything?
I was talking about
really.
selling things, maybe. We got like those archaeological trinkets that probably should be sold.
You do.
Yeah, so Doc could have those to sell while he's there.
Yep. I'll take care of it.
All right. Bauer, are you doing anything on the trip over?
Nope.
Cool shop. Alrighty. So you swing around Fuck Island, head into the Visharan. Sadok, you split off and head into Enrin. The rest of you head into the port under the Visharan, and dock there. So you have port under the Visharan has enough space, just enough space for the 3 ships that you have. If you want more ships, though, you will need to find somewhere else to dock them. You have sufficient space for what you have, but if you want more, you will need more docks.
Okay.
So scribble under, we're gonna need a bigger dock.
Basically. One of the sharks comes down to meet you as you're docking. Calls out to Diggeroy and to Goyen. How'd it go, sirs? We lose anybody?
Stone looks around as if knowing exactly how many people are around.
Gwen will shout back to him, nope. Perfect run. Perfect run, 2 more ships, including an escort one. And one we can actually use to fight with. The shark who came down to meet you guys just pumps his fist. Yes! And runs back.
All right, let's start getting this food unloaded and into proper stores.
All right. They set up the sharks who are on the ships, start getting the food unloaded. Some more come down eventually and start unloading as well, along with some of Martin's paladins and a couple of the druids.
All right. Well, once that's underway, I'm gonna go find Manak and get a situation report.
All right. So Monarch is down in the factory. He's working on making sure that his siblings are working. He turns towards you. Overseer. Hello. How was your last trip?
Fruitful. We've acquired 2 additional ships, and I think completed our objective on Bugare. What's the situation here?
We have been checking over my siblings to ensure they are not corrupted or damaged. We will begin to reactivate them in the next couple of days.
Have you found any corruption on any of them?
Not yet. We are finishing up, but we do not expect to find.
Good. Are they damaged at all?
They are pristine.
Also good.
As is only expected of my sibling.
Great.
Monarch's got a faint note of pride in his voice as he says,
That's excellent news. Anything else I should know?
the druid leader has made progress in driving back some of the rot. However, it is slow going. We are burning out the rest and doing our best to seal the tunnels below that the others escaped through.
Do you have the materials you need to do that?
We are using the remains of destroyed Warforged to do so, Overseer. They form excellent barriers for preventing entry.
Well, that's macabre.
Yes. Yes, it is. We are not proud of using other units in this fashion.
Hopefully we'll be able to undo that in due time.
Digoroy, we can aid the other druids for a while until we are needed.
Please do.
I give a nod at that and start heading down to where. Would she know? Or I might look to Manak for direction.
Down in the pit, beyond beyond where the cube once was,
We understand. Thank you. And then wanders off and starts running to down there.
all right. Alrighty. So, alright. Overseer, there is nothing else I have to report. Have you further questions?
Not at this time, thank you. I think the situation hopefully won't change until Martin gets back and we know what sort of deal we have with the dwarves.
We anticipate 2 weeks before then.
Yeah. All right, thank you. Carry on.
All right. Monok nods and turns back to inspecting his brother. Christona, you head down into the pit, following a couple of ropes that they've let down to allow the druids easier access. And you find Garrett down there working on the rod. There's also some of the clerics and a couple of warforged down there with fire burning out sections of the remaining rock.
I'll just walk up and send out a moonbeam to help out and just say, "We return. We have come to help?
Garrett turns around and just gives you a nod of appreciation. Good to have you back.
And not a Garrett. This isn't really home, but it's a nice base and there's something to do here, so. Good to be among people that understand, basically.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That is. Garrett's not a big talker. She's in her human form. She's working. She's not a big talker.
Same.
Yeah.
Just moonbeam out what you can and toss fire or whatever else.
Exactly. All right. Bauer, you are. What do you?
Not sure.
All right. Well, Gwen will. The sharks will be working around. They'll. Gwen will ask if you want to. Do you want to give us a hand? Come have a drink with us afterwards?
Sure.
You look like one of us a lot more than the druid or that priest do. So
I'd say that's classist, but it's really true.
it is true. Bauer, Gwen, and the rest of the sharks are mostly working on unloading stuff, but eventually they finish up, and they just get to stay in one of the. They get to back to one of the rooms underneath the Viscerad in the tunnels, where they've set up a little card table, and they've managed to cart off. Excuse me. A couple of kegs of booze from off of one of the supply ships. Maybe not as much as we'd like, but it works for now. Once we got that scout ship back, maybe we can get some more. You want in on some cards?
Yeah. Or sure, I'll play.
Awesome. Do you have proficiency with cards? Or with gaming at all? Gaming sets?
Dice.
Dice. Alright. Give me a quick dex check. Dex, are you going to cheat?
Wasn't planning on.
Alright. Give me just. Roll me a d20. Simple d20. All right. You do not terribly. You for cards you ante with maybe 10 gold pieces. You come out with 11. You manage on the last hand to just pull out a couple ahead. So, Gwen, I'm going to start you. Nicely done. Nicely done. Your luck's not bad tonight. Care for some dice?
No, I think I'll just stick with what I got so far.
That's fair. I think at least one of these guys has loaded dice hiding in his bag. Most of the other sharks chuckle, except for the one that's, hey, my dice are not loaded. They're just very lucky. Have a good night, eh?
Yeah, you too.
Ah, bromance.
Or something. All right. All right. So, Doug, can you join me in the other channel real quick?
It continues.
If he comes back with warlock levels,
Like, I was tempted to ask, like, should at least one other person go with him, but
he's a paladin. He should be fine, right?
he's a cleric.
Hopefully.
Still, they get charisma and wisdom save proficiency.
That's true. Okay, now I'm just getting nervous.
Yeah.
Sadok gonna destroy the world. So how do we best fuck with Fuck Island?
I don't know. I feel like the fuckers would be the easiest to convince to come along with us because they just want to fuck everything up.
Yeah, probably. But beaver people.
You do make a compelling argument there.
Alrighty. So, about a day after you guys get into the Visharad, Sadok comes back into the Visharad without an orb. So, it has been left in Enrin for the church to deal with.
Sure, that'll go great.
Yep. It's getting sent up to the highest priests to defend and take care of.
Why should the priests be high? That did not work out in Aventine.
Different definition of high.
Then just points up, floating.
Important.
Oh.
Or, I guess, powerful might be a better term.
Oh.
As
Like
far as
primordial of church.
not quite that powerful or important, but essentially, yes.
Give a nod.
They should be able to keep
Also
it
making
safe.
a note that high priests are not as powerful as the druid primordial.
Wow, that's
Nope, that's what
not
Sadok said. That's all she knows about clerics.
The primordial, you're talking about like the primordial elemental, right?
Nope.
Nope.
Druids are in Yualia arranged locally in circles. So like Garrett, there is what did we call them? The Granite Group is that enclave of druids that Garrett leads. So they are a circle. Then there's a regional archdruid. So Aventine as a whole might have an archdruid who is associated with it and basically provides guidance for the. There is a circle of archdruids that basically provides guidance for druids as a whole. And then first amongst equals of that is a druid known as the Primordial.
Oh, okay. In that case, it's going up to the person who is essentially the equivalent of the Primordial in the church.
Understood.
Yeah, and the priest I talked to suggested we investigate Drya, see what the cult wants with it. If we have enough time in between now and when the paladin commander is supposed to be back.
He's still 2 weeks out.
Yeah. I don't know if we have enough time to make it down to Drya. It looks like we could also check out Scalum. We've heard about cult being active there in the past.
You have already been there.
Have we?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that was the
I remember that.
fucking with Umberly.
Yeah.
That was the place with the Kraken spawn and everything.
Yeah.
Been there.
So yeah, I guess Drya if we have time, or if not, fuck Island.
Fuck Island.
You've got Fuck Island. There's another one of those islands just immediately north of you. You can get acquainted with Enrin because it is right there. It is the biggest major city near you. Hell, you can even go be pirates if you want. You've got the ship for it. You can also just make Martin wait. That's he won't mind too much.
Gone to Drya back in whenever. Get some food and wait for us.
Now, if we can get to draw him back in a reasonable amount of time, I don't want it before he gets back. I don't want
to. It's likely about a week there. It's not too much further than the trip you guys made in. So.
You're saying it would be a week to get there and a week to get back?
Yeah.
And he's 2 weeks away from when we expect him to arrive?
Yes.
Would it be a week to Drya if we took the fast escort ship, or would that cut down on the time at all?
Week there with the escort ship. Without, we'll call it a week and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd rather not do that one then.
Yeah, it's fine. We can save it for later.
So, piracy.
Piracy is an option. Enrin is an option. We're going to be doing a lot of business with Enrin.
Like, if you want a piracy, I got Call Lightning now. Yeah, I guess there's Zenren. What else supplies can we get for Visherod from Enren?
What do you want for the Visherod?
What are you buying?
Mostly, we needed a way to feed ourselves and not be dependent on a constant, or have some kind of constant export that we can trade for food. That's really going to
Rocks.
depend on what's on the island.
Yeah, is there any way to make the island more, like, tillable?
You have a bunch of druids on the island.
Yeah, that's
You
what I
saw. So you can talk to them about it. You saw actually similar, basically exactly the same thing that some druids were trying to do on Scalum, if you recall.
Right.
They had some limited success there in the work that they were trying to do.
That was Garrett's idea for Sting, also, right? Do
Yeah.
that and be able to place.
That end, there's this horrible rot that's coming up from
Yes, of
underground.
course.
Like us all.
They'd have to be self-sustainable while they're dealing with that.
That also figures into the equation.
Yes. Possibly talk to Garrett and mention what was going on in Scalum and say that might be a good idea for keeping everyone set for now while they're dealing with things.
Garrett till if you go talk to Garrett about it, she'll I've heard about their work. I haven't seen any of it in action though. Do you I don't suppose you took any of their notes or anything from the island?
If there were notes, but I'm not sure if there were notes along with things. I remember going through and like seeing the.
Remember there being staves left there.
Also, part of that island adventure I was not there for.
Sure. I know you didn't take any of the staves.
No, we deliberately chose not to take the staves because we figured they were still doing their thing.
Yeah.
Right. And they were.
But now we could use that here, I think, better, and we'd be able to protect them.
They were druids. They probably wouldn't have written any notes down until they were done. Christona,
Potentially retrieve the staves?
you could. Make me. Call it 4 days to scale them from here using the escort ship. You could head out there and back in a relatively small amount of time. Christona, make me an int. Do you have Arcana?
No. Nature,
Okay.
yes, not Arcana.
Okay, make me an Arcana check and a Wisdom check with proficiency. Good enough. Your remembrance of the staves and the associated sigils is pretty decent. So you can draw out some of these symbols and runes being used for Garrett, and between the two of you, Garrett can make a decent guess as to where they were going, so she can get something started. Without the
is
actual
good.
stave, the staves themselves, unfortunately, will take time to make. It'll be faster if you can bring the old one, if you can bring the originals. But I think, given some time, we could make this island green again.
Looks a bit interested in that, and we can speak to Diggeroy about retrieval.
As they are, if someone else comes to scale them, they'll just smash the stays. I'd rather, if given the work that was put into them, we could protect them if they're here. That's my argument for taking them. And then at a later time, we can go back to scale them and.
Yeah, you never actually found the druids that were that made those in the first place.
Yes.
They just yeah, by all means, you can head back to scale them. Is there anything else you would like to do? Because that'll take your escort ship for most of the time before Martin comes back.
Diggeroy's gonna want to start getting a sense of how hard it would be and what we would need to do various improvements. Things like if we wanted to build up extra docks, if we wanted to build extra dorms, if we wanted to whatever, things like that. And just like a general sense of how much of what materials would we need.
That's a very good question. It would be one that will be much easier to answer once. It would be one that would be very easy to answer had you some dwarves who were particularly knowledgeable about stonework. Like the one you sent Martin to meet instead of go yourselves.
Okay. Then I will wait for him because I have a feeling we're gonna have to talk to him anyway.
Yeah, you can go meet. You can go into Enrin. You can. There's well, you can go to Enrin. You can check out Fuck Island. You can check out what I've tentatively named Ringstead Scary, which is the island right here. If you want to get to know the neighbors.
If we got the ships we have take up all of the dock.
Yeah.
So you can fit like a small boat.
If you beach the small boat, then sure. But there's, I mean, limited. Okay. Visherod's mostly like cliffside. The whole island is mostly like ringed by cliffs. There's limited beach space.
Okay. Still, that's an option. So, because a small boat, we could go back and forth to Enrin much more easily.
Yeah.
For non-trade purposes, without using up the big ships. So yeah, let's go to Enrin and. Don't we have a small boat that we used to get here last time?
You borrowed one.
Yeah, let's go return that.
Oh yeah, shit! You never brought it back. Oh shit. I think he was gonna charge you gold by the day, but I can't remember how many days it's been.
Okay, I'm just gonna buy it off him.
Sure. All right. So trip to Enrin, trip to Scalem. Anything else you guys want to do? Any piracy? Any checking out the other islands?
Checking out other islands is good, but might want to do the others first.
Yeah.
All right. That will likely lead to better quality islands in the long run, regardless. So, I am not opposed to this. All right. So, Enrin, Stalem, those are the two main places we want to go.
Oh, I think so.
Alrighty. Which one do you want to do first?
Just scale them first.
We can start setting up food.
Alrighty. So, let's scoot on back over to scale man. Alrighty. So, y'all head right on over to scale. It's pretty well the same as you remember it. A lot of still washed away city, but there are still the little patches of greenery on either side of the island. North or south? There's two spots where they had staves planted in the ground.
I'd go to the one we went to when we first arrived first. The one that we know.
It would be north, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. So you head to the northern spot. You come up to the same little dugout hill in the ground that dugout hill in the ground. Damn, David. Dugout hill that that the hut that the druid was living in was set up on. Once again, you can open the door, see the same assortment of bedroll, some extra food, all the other necessities. You can head into the actual hill and see the stave is still there, still pulsing with natural energy. And the druidic markings around it are still intact.
Might ask someone if they can, that is better with drawing something out, if they can do the specifics while she deals with getting out the staff.
I can sketch it up.
All right, you can give it a quick sketch. Yeah, quick sketch. Kristona, make a spellcasting, make a wisdom check for me again. All right, you do spot that it needs to be disconnected from the island before pulling it out. Good stuff. So you do a bit of druidic magic, disconnect the staff from the island, and pull it out. And you now have your very own fertility-inducing staff.
Have the power. Good.
Yes.
Now we need the other. Then we'll pause a second and look around this place. Not sustainable yet. Have some regret, but will make use on Visharad. Will be fertile there.
Indeed. I think if it's more actively managed, that will probably help too. Let's go get the other one.
Yes.
All right. You take a quick sail around to the other side of the island, come out to the same hut and hill setup as the last one. You enter into the hill. Um, things are not the same. The markings are askew. The stave itself is gone from this one.
Looked like it would have been druidic, like the druids took the stuff from here and left.
Investigation. Nope. Somebody who's not a druid, most likely.
This looks
Somebody,
bad.
Any
Somebody-
tracks or signs of who it might have been?
somebody who was a druid likely would have noticed to disconnect the staff from the energy of the island that it was connected to. This person has not. So there's very clearly a big scorch mark around the spot where the staff once was. There are some tracks leading out of here, yes. They lead out the door that you guys came in through. It's the only door to this spot.
Thieves damaged.
And the track. So you said the tracks lead north.
Yes. Yes, they do. Northeastish. Northeast.
Great.
Is that back where
Do
we
we
were?
want to go back there?
Oh yeah.
Yep, that's the horrible place you guys went to last time. That's
Didn't y'all kill the stuff?
It's the Umbrella Temple. Not
We
quite.
didn't. I don't think we killed all the hags.
Oh.
You did kill all the hags, if memory serves, but you didn't
Oh,
actually.
that's right. They tried to turn on us.
Yes, they did. You didn't actually go through all of the temple, though. There is a section in the bottom floor of the temple that was basically fully submerged that you did not enter.
That's right. We couldn't go there. Do we have water breathing? Is it an option?
Honestly, I don't know.
Christona has it.
Okay. Can you share it?
It might affect 10 creatures.
Yep, 10 willing creatures.
All right. So water breathing is an option.
We would wish to gather the staff again. Would prefer it, but understand if you do not wish to return there. But would
If the
we
hag's gone and the ability to breathe water, I think we'll be fine.
Understood. Head that way. Think everyone else is in with us?
Yep. Yeah.
I'm back.
All right. You go into the temple, or
Yep.
all right?
As we get there, cast water breathing.
Alrighty. So you head down. You head across Scalum to the old temple that you guys have seen before. It is still just as dingy and shitty as you remember it. You head through the first floor that is still barely soaked. Still the same corpses that you guys left there last time.
Oh, they're all
You
bloated now.
Yeah, you can smell the kraken spawn that you guys left behind here as well. You head down through the second floor where you found the that horde of things. And then down into the third floor where you head where the last of the monsters were and where you didn't go in. The tracks lead all the way up to the edge of the water in the third floor.
What kind of tracks are they?
They look booted. You find actually a pair of boots taken off and set next to the top of the stairs that match the prints that you've been following.
Okay. Let's go down there and figure out where the staff is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and you cast water breathing.
Yep, as a ritual.
All right, you head through the submerged section into the remnants of an old bit of the Temple of Umberly. So you end up coming out to you want to drop your tokens in real quick? Right up around here.
Sorry, around where?
Sorry, here.
I didn't see it ping.
Should have just zoomed you to the spot I was pinging.
I did not, but now I see a token, so.
All right. So you are underwater in a cavern, in a undersea former church. You have a bunch of directions to go around you. I'm going to get rid of a couple of the obvious dead ends for you. And
Also, just in case Kristona's gonna cast Pass Without a Trace.
okay. So you are passed without trace and water breathing. You have the ruins of a former church of Umberley surrounding you. So there are symbols of Umberlee upon the walls. There are scenes depicting the were-sharks, her people, devouring others, as they are wont to do. And there are depictions of Umberlee herself on a couple of these. Most of anything that isn't carved into the walls has been washed away at this point. Been underwater in salt water for many years. But there are still some engravings and some small tokens left behind to remember this place.
Do we recognize any of the symbols?
You recognize the basic Umberlee symbol. Besides that, make a nature check.
Ooh.
Diggeroy, you recognize them. Diggeroy, Bauer, and Sadok, you recognize them as symbols that denote various types of creatures on nautical maps. So last time you were here, you found a chart that basically depicts major nests and major creatures in the northern Nutongi Ocean. So it looks like these are similar, smaller versions of that.
Oh, kind of like the creatures that the one Triton was mentioning that they were fighting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's notes for the followers of Umberlee both to worship and to know to avoid if they're ever going in those directions, or if they're contracted to guide a ship or something.
Is the staff that Christona has, is it considered magical? Would the other one be something to detect location of?
It could be. Stab's definitely magical. It was
Okay.
just the centerpiece of an effort to revitalize the.
Does anyone else have detect magic?
Don't.
I do not.
Just think I have to put down pass without trace otherwise. Is there a way to try like the Earth Communion thing around here and see if it would pick it up?
You could try. You can certainly try. Make another wisdom check.
Oh, never works.
Nope. One will not get you that. Alas.
Someday that'll actually work.
Not yet, it won't. Oh no, it appears you'll have to search the creepy underwater temple.
Sigh. Well, Christelle will just pick a direction.
Alright, pick a direction. By all means.
Down this way first.
Alrighty. So you head this way. You begin to see the remnants of some very thoroughly rotted tables. Um, there's another engraved. There are a couple more engraved symbols of Umberly on the walls. Everybody, please make perception checks for me. Yep, will do. All right. So Bauer, and Christona, you two both hear what kind of sounds like struggling up ahead of you and to the up ahead of you on the right.
Well, carefully move up that way and see if you can see anything. Wait, oh, so like up here? Or down,
Nope.
down here? Yeah.
That
Can I peek around this corner?
motherfucker. No, that's the wrong thing. I'm sorry. I'm having roll 20.
I've heard that's been pretty crappy today.
Perhaps it didn't paste in the token I wanted.
How dare!
How dare! How dare! So once you peek around the corner, you spot a set of Sahagwin and a pair of Marrow who look to be intimidating and threatening a druid with their spears, while the druid clutches a stave.
Oh, okay.
And
Can't have that happen.
behind said druid is the corpse of another druid.
Oh yeah, immediately activating her symbiotic entity and going in there.
All right. Oops, I should probably switch those. Please roll initiative. You are currently underwater, just as an FYI. Alrighty.
We even get a surprise round from being like passed without a trace.
Make stealth checks. Stealth checks all around.
Everything plus 10.
Yeah, there should have been an 8.
Jesus, Sadok.
Still 17?
That is a 17.
It is still a 17. Why did I just? Why are the Sahagwin? Why are? Wow. So, just for the record, they have not yet rolled above a 6. Oh wait, no. The Marrow rolled a 9 for initiative. But this is starting
What
off.
I'm seeing is, even without Pass Without a Trace, we'd still be sneaky enough.
Yep.
Without and with Sadok playing the tambourine.
Yeah,
Sometimes you just gotta jam.
Sadok, you keep like mildly panicking as you try and breathe water, only to realize that I can actually breathe. All right, surprise random, and Sadok, you're up first.
Alright, is that a crack in the wall right here? that I can shoot through?
Yeah, that's like a 5-foot opening. It should be.
Okay.
It is big enough for you to walk through. It's definitely big enough for you to shoot through.
Come up here then. Do the dread ambusher shot first. The guy closest to me.
Right.
Which we'll do.
Yep. That'll hit him. That will hit him.
And then if he's still up, go again with sharpshooter.
Let me just calculate that real quick. That's 21.
21 and 22 is 43 total so far.
He is barely still up.
Alright, well if he's barely still up, we'll just do a regular shot.
Yep. He's dead. He's dead.
Alright, that'll be it for me.
Alrighty. It's. Wait. Christona, what's your dex?
Just Dex is +2.
Okay.
Mine's +3.
Ah. So then, Diggeroy, you're up.
Awesome. I think I can get there if I attack, so that's what I'll do.
Go for it.
And then I'll attack at the Sogwin south of me.
Alright. That will actually hit.
Awesome. I'm going to use.
Wait, do lances get
It's a spear, and they do not get disadvantage underwater.
Alright, thank you.
They are one of the weapons that doesn't.
Right. Oh.
Just take an extra 4 damage for a total of 16, and my AC is up 4.
Oh, and that's the weapon damage. Okay.
Yep.
So he's looking pretty bad, but
That's my turn.
ready. He is bloodied and beaten, but still alive. Christona, you're up next.
Okay. Just gonna run in. 10, 15. Can I get just kind of like not standing on the body, but next to the body to try and just threaten these two while Diggeroy deals with this one?
You will take an attack of opportunity from one of the Sahagwin while you're heading down there.
Fine.
That one.
Okay.
That one. He's gonna try and spear you. Oh shit, he actually hit. I'll move the druid corpse off of you. One of the Sahagwin manages to tag you as you. One of the Sahagwin manages to tag you as you go by, but you make it to your destination.
And then going to cast Shillelagh and smack the hell out of this thing.
All right, go for the marrow. Okay,
Sorry.
a 11 will not hit him, unfortunately. And I think you might have disadvantage with your shillelagh, actually.
Oh, shit.
Because you are underwater. 11 won't hit him regardless, though. So, You go out, you strike out at him, but the water has unfortunately muddled your ability to hit things. He manages to easily dodge out of the way.
Okay.
Noticing that you did try and hit him, though, he's going to attack right back at you. He's going to make a bite.
It just
then
matches.
There you go. That'll hit you. And he's going to harpoon at you. I mean, we can do the strength contest, but you're going to end up in the same spot regardless. So, he harpoons you and bites you. You're using a crossbow. Crossbows, I believe, have advantage or have regular underwater.
Oh, really? Nice.
My Roll20 rules keep resetting back to the top of the big document.
I'll look it up in the player's handbook.
Yeah, attack rule has disadvantage unless the weapon is a crossbow, a net, or a weapon that is thrown like a javelin for ranged weapon attacks. You automatically miss beyond its normal range, but that wasn't an issue.
Yeah. Sweet.
So yeah, you're fine.
Cool.
All right, the marrow goes for you. The other one is dead. The Sahagwin are going to... Ooh, there are two Sahagwin on either side of you, and they're going to both go on you, smelling blood.
Is this still the surprise round?
That is true.
Oh!
That is true. I'm an idiot. Roll back all of that damage that you just took. I'm an idiot.
Does that include the attack of opportunity?
It would, because you wouldn't have reactions yet.
Yep.
Oh, thank goodness.
The one guy does now. He has reactions.
Sorry?
The marrow does have reactions now.
Yeah, but
All of them do.
the marrow doesn't have anything to do with his reaction, unfortunately. So, sucks to be him.
Do they get reactions now because this is where their turn would have normally been?
Yes.
If it wasn't a surprise round? Okay.
So their surprise has ended. They are now able to take reactions. It is your turn, though, Bauer.
So I was going to do a quick shield bash on this guy and see if I can knock him down.
All right. Can you fail to beat a 7?
Don't think so.
Oh, if you rolled a 1, you would still get a 7. But I think.
Yeah.
But I think he needs to beat the 7 to do it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
yes, I can.
Okay. Well, you beat it. So he is now prone. The Sahagwin immediately in front of you. All right, 15 will hit. A 10 will not, unfortunately. So you get the one hit in, you do not.
Oh, while I run in there yelling
Yelling what, sorry?
parkour.
What do you
Kristona's confused.
What do you parkour over as you enter the room?
Oh, I have no idea. I just know that I'm yelling parkour as I run. I don't know what it means.
I mean, we can breathe underwater. Does that mean we can talk underwater?
Sure, why not? What's the point of a breathing underwater spell? It means you can't trash talk your enemies.
Fair enough.
All right.
No, you're
We're
supposed to just
gonna
go parkour.
You parkour over the dead body of the one marrow and jump into the room. Bash over the Sahagwin, and I can only assume shout parkour as you hit him in the face with your shield as well.
Yes.
Dope. Alrighty. Then you take a chunk out of him with your sword. Alright, Sadok. We are back up to you. Everybody has reactions now. Everybody can fight now. Surprise round is over.
Cool. Come down here and shoot this Sahagwin in the face.
All right. That will actually not hit him. It's a shame. You would have done more than his total health.
Does a 22 or 24?
Oh my god.
For 29 damage.
That'll still do more than his total health.
Okay,
And
bye.
he only had 6 left.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, so he's dead. Thank you. Next. Do you have anything else?
That'll be it.
All right, Digger, you're up.
I don't get to do this very often. This is targeting the Sahagwin adjacent to me.
Okay.
Bam!
Damn. Nice. Oh shit.
I hit him.
Yes, you do.
It's just like boil damage.
I imagine there's a bunch of steam and boiling, whatever.
They are. You are all resistant to fire damage underwater. BTW. So 9 + 4. That does still kill him though.
And the other guy takes 5.
Yeah.
I'm gonna step into that space and hope the druid has the presence of mind to disengage. In fact, I'll even tell him, get back.
All right. You at him. As he weeps and clutches the staff closer to him. Christina.
Okay, let's try this again. Oh, that's still disadvantage.
Yep, that'll get him. Are you going for the marrow?
This thing.
The big blue thing, or the
Big
green?
blue.
Or are you going to the
Big blue.
Okay. You hit the big blue. He is chuckling over your failure to hit him earlier when you sock him right in the jaw with your staff. You even get him with a blast of spores for good measure. So he is hurting and bleeding some weird blue blood.
Stay there for now.
All right. It is his turn, though, and he's going to try and stab you right back.
Nope.
He's going to try and bite you. Then he's going to try and harpoon you. Holy shit. You're maxed out as damage. This is a 21 to hit you.
Yep.
All right. He harpoons you and tries to yank you closer, only to find he can't really yank you closer.
Now that's just too forward.
You harpooned. Sahagwin next to him is going to make some attacks at you. He smells your blood in the water and goes for you with a bite and a spear. The bite will miss. The crit will hit you. So you get another spear in you. You got a harpoon in you and a spear in you.
Ow.
The druid is going to weep and disengage and run away and promptly run directly into Sadok in the corridor and just start weeping and hoping that Sadok doesn't kill him.
I assume you probably see the staff on Christona's back or something like that while he's running past.
Power, you're up.
Which one has the least amount of health, or looks the most hurt?
The North Sog one. This one. He's got the least total health. This guy
I'll go
looks the
for
most
that.
relatively hurt. Okay.
Try to knock him down again.
All right, you knock him down. He is knocked down. So a 12 and yep, those will both hit him, and he is dead. You bashed him in the face. Are you still shouting parkour at things?
No, it's only for sneaking.
Of course. How could I be so foolish? You bash him in the face, you get him a pair of good long sword attacks, and he is dead. Sadok, you're up.
All right. Step around the druid. I guess I will go for the marrow.
All right. Yep. Yep, that'll hit him. Catch him between his ribs. He's looking pretty bad, but he's still standing.
Alright, we'll do the second attack normally.
All right, that'll finish him.
And that'll be it for me.
Alrighty, I'm gonna drag these corpses out of the way. And Diggeroy. We're up.
Finish this guy off.
Alrighty.
17 to hit for 7 damage.
Alright, he is still up. That's actually the first damage he's taken.
Okay. If he tries to run away, though, he's going to take 7 more. Although he would only know it'll hurt.
Yeah, there is booming energy about him as he is hit by your stick, by your staff, lance, fuck, spear, the thing. You hit him with the thing. Christina.
Okay, one more try. Sigh. That's okay, I'm the tank today.
Apparently. Yeah, you miss him. The marrow are dead. Does the hog runner not, though? He is still pissed at you. He knows you're the only one bleeding. So another bite, another spear. So the bite, I assume, misses, but he reaches out with the spear and sticks you with it.
Still up. Pissed at him.
Sorry?
Still up and pissed at him.
I expect nothing less. Alright, Bauer. You're up. Take us home. He literally cannot beat a 24. The 8 does not get him, but the 10 will drop him.
Shouldn't that be a 13 on the first one?
You have you're using a longsword. You're underwater, so you have disadvantage.
Right, but wasn't he knocked down from the shield bash?
Yes, so that cancels out the disadvantage.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, you kill him regardless with the last hit, though. So He did. And we are out of initiative order. So you have a druid clutching a staff, weeping wildly, while the corpse of another druid sits next to him.
Is there like a back wall here that we just can't see?
Oh, there is another room there. I moved all the corpses into it.
It's now the corpse room.
Great.
It's a corpse party.
Quick peek at the corpse room. Yeah, no, just corpses. Nothing to worry about.
No, the corpse room actually does have some things in it if you want to look into there.
I
Well,
think
the
I
Necrostone will handle the
will.
druid.
Yeah, well, Cristona tries to calm him down. We'll see how badly that goes first.
All right. The corpse room has another stash of gold and jewels sitting in here. Prominently, the symbol of Umberly is prominently displayed. within the stash of golden jewels, you estimate it's probably another 5,000 or so gold worth of golden jewels. Once you get back and actually liquidate the jewels.
Are we aware that we're cursed?
I don't know. Are you aware that you're cursed?
I
Did
have no idea.
Did the fact that a bunch of Umberly people appeared out of nowhere and demanded that you return their gold tip you off at all? Make a wisdom check to see if you realize that you're being cursed. Make an insight check. Yes. Well, Bauer and Sadok definitely realize that you're cursed. Diggeroy, you're like, nah, that's probably par for the course. Cristona,
I get a lot of
That
curses.
is par
I get
for the
them mixed
core.
up.
Yeah.
Cristona, you also haven't quite cottoned on yet. But yeah, Bauer and Sadok, you both definitely realized that last set of gold you stole from here was cursed. And that's why you had a random bunch of Umberly people show up to try and kill you.
Yeah, I'm thinking we should leave this new pile of gold here.
Alright, fine.
It's not like we really need the money at this point.
But if we're already cursed,
See, there's the logic.
I mean, there are degrees of cursedness.
Yeah.
The question is, are we already at the highest degree?
It is Umberly. She takes very unkindly to people taking her shit. That is in-character knowledge you can have for free. Umberly is not called the bitch queen without reason.
I mean, to be fair, if you steal from her, why is she the bitch?
better yet, if it's
Oh, I
something
know.
she wants to keep, why is she just leaving it out for anybody just to come by and?
That is a very good question.
But yeah, we don't want to be any more cursed or have to find any more treasure to give back. Have we spent that money? I think we have.
I mean, you can't get double cursed, I guess.
I'm pretty sure you can.
Like, super
say
disadvantage
that.
of curse.
Like, that's what I said. It is possible to be more cursed than you were before. The question there is, did Umberly just immediately go to maximum curse level?
That's true. Do you get cursed or do you get cursed, like Kurse, like Final Fantasy VIII style?
I mean, from what it sounds about this person, it or this god, it doesn't sound like she does like any black and white. It's either I don't care about you or I fucking.
Yeah, straight up to 11. Yeah, you guys check out the curse room. Christona is bleeding profusely and trying to calm down a druid.
That's right, you're bleeding. Hold on.
Yes, she is.
Several holes in her that the spores are just trying to fill slightly.
It's 6 hit points.
Thank you.
Are you still bleeding profusely?
10 out of 32.
Quick, rate your health on a scale from 1 to 32.
How bad off are you? On a scale of 1 to 38. It's mostly, I just can't see anyone's health bars, so.
Yeah.
What's that up right now?
I need to figure out how to attach that permanently to your tokens as
I
opposed
think
to...
what you end up having to do is copy paste the tokens from map to map, which is a pain in the ass too.
Yeah, but that's
So-
yeah.
There is another way you can do it, which is to set the default token for a character. That won't keep it up to date once we level up, though. It will at least make it so that the bar visibility settings are saved, though.
That would be nice. I will do that.
And what you do is basically after we set up a token, you just right-click it and select like set as default or something. Or you might need to open up the character sheet and drag it onto there. I don't remember.
I'll find it.
So I think you open up the character sheet,
Oh, yep, found
an
it.
area for the token, and you just click the button while you have a token selected.
Yep, you go use default token and all right, I will set that up. All right. Yeah, so you are trying to calm down the crying and weeping mage while you are bleeding profusely and being healed up.
And it's salt water, so it stings like a bitch.
Speaking of, is the crying mage also injured?
The crying druid is not injured. No, they are just curled up to the staff and sobbing. Christona, what do you say to the sobbing mage?
You're saying me no.
Oh my god.
A lot of news. And then feeling like it's not probably not getting through as much, we'll just kind of like reach out, pat on the shoulder, and then point back towards the area that was not underwater. And also show the other staff, so.
He quiets down slightly once you once you show him the other staff, and Roll20 just stopped responding while I was trying to set up your default tokens. There
Thanks,
we go.
Roll20.
So I haven't crashed in a while.
So good, so good. Yeah. Okay. So he allows himself to at least be led out of the water area.
So before they do that, Christopher might get the other druid and just kind of like water carry. Because it shouldn't be left down here. That sucks.
No, that would definitely suck. All right, you carry the one druid out and lead the other one out by his shoulder. All right. He continues to sob once he's been let out. Um, between his sobs, says, "Thank you, thank you." He spots the dead body of the other druid and turns to them and starts sobbing over their body.
We are sorry we were late. Were you the ones nurturing the land with these? And showing off the other staff.
Yes, it was me and Eureka. Now he's gone. The land landing is no more. It's just me.
The earth will remember what you tried to do here. What he tried to do here. We were searching for the cause of the land restoration here. We wish to do something similar on our island. If you would like to join us and try there. There are other druids like us attempting.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, that's a terrible idea.
That's less bad than I expected. I don't think I will. Eureka would have wanted to finish our work here. It's what we would have wanted. It's what he would have wanted.
Trying to pronounce it, holding the other staff then. We apologize. We took this assuming you all were gone. We're hoping to recreate on Vishurad.
I don't know what a Visherod is, but you're
Island nearby.
take her take take this staff. Use it. Help yourselves. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to fix this damn island. I'm going to die trying.
Slowly give a nod at that. Thank you. We hope the island here can be revitalized also.
It will be. You come back here in 20 years or so, it'll be proper fertile again. Plants growing, maybe even some insects again, small mammals. We'll have them. They'll come back.
Cycle is
What do you-
good.
Mark my word. Just go for now. I'd like to mourn my friend.
Don't give a nod, but say, what do we call you? We are Christona of Opal Enclave.
Call me Nat. Nat of the Land Landing.
And we wish you well. I'll just start leaving.
He doesn't acknowledge you leaving. Just bows his head over the body of his dead. All right. So, I think this is. You can all leave the temple. You can hear Nat weeping a little bit more behind you, and back up to the surface, and find the ship to head back to the Vicheron.
Have to check on him again in a couple months.
Probably a good idea.
Yes.
As you head onto the ship, you take a look on the horizon. You can see storm clouds beginning to roll in towards you. I think we're going to end there for tonight.
Here we go again.
Good. So, before I talk about anything else, next week is Christmas Eve day, when we would normally be playing. I assume that people are going to be busy with their families and things like that for Christmas
Yeah,
Eve
I'll probably
day.
be gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so will I. I am also going to assume that people have better things to do on New Year's Eve than play D&D.
That one's iffy.
I will be busy.
I will most likely be busy.
I don't know if I necessarily say I'll be busy with better things, but
That's what I meant.
People have other things to do. Maybe would have been a way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, scheduling really just doesn't work out in our favor this year for December. So, I guess the next day we have is January 7th. We have another 2-week hiatus. Yay.
That's the holiday season. It's just how it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Things worked out like that. I did want to ask you guys though. We talked briefly a little while ago about doing an escape from Flavortown type adventure with a bunch of terrible D&D food puns in the mix. Is that something we're still interested in doing?
I am.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
All right.
That's the next town out. That's the next island over from Fuck Island.
The village of fucking.
This is absolutely going to be a non-canon one-shot. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. There's a reason there's all these unlabeled islands in the map. It's for shit like this. So it will absolutely be a canon adventure.
Yeah.
It will just not be with these characters.
Fine.
So yeah, by all means, make your shitty best D&D food pun character, and have them ready to go for January 7th. We're gonna go standard array, but this is a one shot that we're aiming to have fun with. So I'm gonna lift standard array to start for stats. Anything unearthed, arcana, or published. No restrictions this time to make your characters.
Sweet.
Awesome.
What level?
Let's call it level 10.
Ooh.
Okay.
10's a nice number. I will post this in chat briefly. Don't forget to note the most important part. It must include some manner of joke about food, flavor, or anything similar to that.
Okay.
The more groan-inducing it is, the better.
No, I'm totally doing the Dwarven Battle Baker.
Absolutely.
Boomerang
Use your
croissants.
imagination. Use your imagination. We can absolutely reskin things all over the place for this. Just send it to me at some point so I can know what you're playing.
So you're saying we should go ham?
Yes, exactly.
He's getting into the spirit of it.
I think you mean getting into the spirits.
Oh.
This
Well,
may have
drunken
been a
monk it
mistake.
is.
All right. So yeah, that'll be our next session, January 7th. Be ready.
Cool.
Escape from Flavortown. Tentative title. Yeah. Oh man, I have so much time to write actual lore this holiday season. Oh, holy shit, it's gonna be great.
So much lore about Fuck Island.
Man, you just know Fuck Island is going to turn into a 3-page Google Doc that sits on my Google Drive. I hope you guys realize what's coming. It's gonna be a 3-page.
What's coming on Fuck Island?
3 pages of fuckery. Oh man. There goes the brothel.
3-page Google Doc. It's going to include a detailed history of the events of Fuck Island. It's going to include important characters from each faction. You have no idea what you brought.
Each faction's government has 34 rules.
Will we be able to turn the factions against each other, though?
Well, they're already fighting, so
They
that
are
shouldn't be
always
too hard to
fighting.
arrange.
It's no fun trying to start a turf war when they're already fighting over turf. We need to unite the clans.
I mean, fuck,
Maybe we
it's
can
Fuck
bring in some
Island.
surf, too.
Start
We
a
need to
surf and
unite the
turf war.
clans and then turn them on each other.
Yep. It's going to be great. I look forward to this.
Yes. Also, I'm giving nomination to Sadok for whatever fuckery happened.
Yeah. It was fine. No fuckery happened.
Apparently got
So you can take
out.
levels of wall.
Oh yeah, taking levels of Warlock.
That's all I got. Questions, complaints, comments, criticisms, anything?
That was good.
Yeah, it's great.
Back.
Right. You can also like DM me if you have something you want to say as well. I am open to that. All right.
Okay. Good night, everybody.
Night.
All right. Bye, guys.